My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC picks and DraftKings lineups run by professional fighters and MMA insiders. Every week, I join Nick Newell, professional fighter, professional model, and ESPN Top 10 guest, along with Dan Kramer, UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, Ultimate Fighter alumni, and Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. And we break down every single fight, the betting odds, the DraftKings picks, and we set you up for success. This week, we're breaking down UFC 258, Usman versus Burns. UFC 258 gets started with an exciting fight in the women's flyweight division. We have Gillian Robertson and Miranda Maverick going at it, two strikers. This actually should be a pretty exciting fight. Nick, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think the rising star Maverick gets it done, or do you think Gillian Robertson, continues to be a staple in that division?
For this fight, I'm going to go with Miranda Maverick. I think that she is the better, younger fighter right now. Robertson shows glimpses of greatness, and she's beaten actually a lot of good people and been in the UFC for a very long time, but she has times where she just doesn't show up. I thought she was definitely going to win her last fight, and I could have bet you anything on it, and she fell very flat. So her inconsistency is what throws me off, and I feel like Miranda Maverick has been very hot lately, especially beating the people she's beating and doing so in exciting fashion. She came in, she had a very exciting finish, a vicious cut, her last showing, and I just think that she's going to get it done. But Robertson sometimes shows up. So for that, I'm going to stay away from this fight. But I am picking Maverick.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Miranda Maverick should get this done. I think she's the more talented fighter. But Gillian Robertson has just absolute moments of glory. She looks fantastic in certain fights. She has had a couple losses recently. She's losing to decent people, but I do think Miranda Maverick gets it done. It is, I agree with you, sort of I don't want to say a questionable fight, but it'll really come down to which Gillian Robertson shows up. And I don't think it's, a giant spectrum of complete trash or world beater, but, she does move side to side on that spectrum. And if she shows up hungry and ready to go, she could absolutely give Maverick a hard time and beat her. I think Maverick gets it done. Jacob, you agree with Nick and I, or are you going the other way, thinking that Robertson is more of a vet and, she's been around a little longer in the UFC and she'll use that craftiness?
Yeah, I think we all see it pretty much the same thing. I think the odds makers were a little bit closer than the DraftKings amount. I think this fight will be close. When I watch tape, I usually go from left to right. So I watched tape on Gillian first, and I thought immediately this is going to be my underdog pick. Every week you have to have underdogs that win. And I watched her and I thought, wow, she is tough. She's good everywhere. Her takedowns were incredible. I was like, this is going to be my underdog pick. And then I watched Miranda's tape as I went from left to right. And I thought, man, it just seems like she's a touch better than Gillian in every aspect. Her takedowns look crisper. Her jiu-jitsu looked better. Her striking definitely looked better. So, Gillian is tough. And I think that she could be an underdog that scores points because they both are very comfortable on the ground. So she could scramble, maybe get a takedown of her own. But I agree with you guys. I think Miranda Maverick is just a little bit better everywhere. So I think she gets it done. Neither one of them are going to be in my lineup. I was close to picking Gillian. There's another lineup I'm working with where I might pick Gillian, but I think Miranda gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, I doubt you're going to disagree with us here, but what are your thoughts on this fight and who are you picking?
I think Gillian Robertson is going to win by first round knockout. No, I'm just kidding. No, I agree with everything you guys said. I think it's going to be a pretty close fight. Maverick appears to be a little bit better everywhere. I agree with what Jacob said as I was looking at Robertson as kind of a value play, but 7,700 isn't quite cheap enough. And my confidence level isn't that high on her. So if she was 7,200, I'd probably look a little closer, but I'm not touching this one for DraftKings. I expect Maverick to win. I don't know how many points she'll get. It could be a really good fight, but I'm not touching this one for DraftKings.
Yeah, I think moral of the story is we think Maverick's going to win. We're pretty confident in that pick. Nobody's going to draft her, not at $8,500. But if you're working a multi-fight parlay, she might be a nice, easy one to squeeze in there because we're pretty confident in that pick. Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings League. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.